Hi, this is Kevin Sousa. Stop right there. Don't move. I'm about to give you something free. A gift. 2 gifts from me. Okay? The first gift is personal one-on-one counseling on how to earn income online at no charge to you. I will do that on the phone or Skype, whichever you prefer. The second gift is my Facebook Smart Post training. What's that going to give you? Simple. I built 5,000 friends in Facebook and over 61,000 followers. Facebook has been largely responsible for the success that my wife Kimberly and I have experienced online. And I'm giving you that at no charge, along with free counseling on how to earn income online. You know, my esteemed leader, Mr. David Wood, is doing something that's never been done in the history of his company, ever. He is providing something that will benefit the world, and I'm about to offer it to you, okay? You know, I'll just give you a quick story about myself. 38 years ago, when I was 19 years old, I attended my first live event at Waterville Valley in Vermont with one of the companies in this profession that is the largest and one of the best, and that's the Amway Corporation. I was 19. That was 38 years ago. I'm 57 now. I'll tell you what, I had the biggest breakthrough of my entire life. I didn't want to go to a live event. I knew that it was going to cost me back in 1978 close to $1,000 that I didn't have. Well, I borrowed the money and went because I was convinced that what they were telling me about what live events do were actually true. And so I went, and sure enough, I had one of the biggest breakthroughs of my entire life that has affected me financially for the past 38 years by attending that one live event. Over the years, I kept attending live events a couple of times a year, and then eventually 4 times a year. And in the last 3 years alone, I've attended 4 live events a year. Now, I want you to know something. These live events have cost my wife and I anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 or more when you include airfare, hotels, food, and everything that we bought while we were at this live event. But I'll tell you something, every single live event that I have attended, I've had breakthroughs, not only financially but personally, that have helped me catapult our success to where my wife and I were able to afford close to $3,000 a month for our daughter's private school because she has severe autism. And so I moved heaven and earth to go to these live events, but I'll tell you what, the breakthroughs that I've experienced are none matched anywhere in the world. And now, for the first time in the history of the company, David Wood is allowing you to attend a live event without being there on a live stream. A live stream normally runs $500, $600, $700, but David Wood is allowing everybody to have it for a lot less than that. And tell you what, that's a lot less than spending upwards of $3,000 to attend 4 live events a year, $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 to $12,000 a year that I was spending on attending the live events and will continue to spend going forward. But this live stream called Generation Hero, I want you to listen to David Wood because he's about to come on and watch this whole video to the end and allow me to give you my personal time at no charge to teach you how to earn income online, and my course to teach you how to position your Facebook for maximum success at no charge. So, without further ado, here's David Wood. Enjoy.
Here's why I got in. Because I fell in love with this idea where, number one, I could get free. I could get free. I mean, what would your life be like? I want you guys to think about this for a second. If in 2016, all of a sudden, 2016, time and money weren't an issue for you ever again. If you could just go to the beach and live there, if you want, or go to the mountains, right? My buddy Chris moved up to the mountains, lives in Vail, Colorado, and goes snowboarding every day. What would your life be like if you could control your financial future, right? Because what I find is the world kind of fits into a few different categories of people financially, right? We got really poor, the bottom of poor, right, which is like the majority of people in Costa Rica and third world countries. You know, I live out here in Costa Rica. You got poor, right, and these are people, they struggle for their next dollar. You know, the funny thing is a lot of times those people are more happy and thankful than the next couple levels of people too, right? We'll talk about that later. Right, but you got broke, poor, right? And then you've got, right after that, you've got high-level poor, right? There's a lot of those in Costa Rica. And then you got lower-level middle class, right? And these are people that, like, they pretend their life is succeeding. They can barely pay for their car. They can barely pay for their house. They're trying to keep up with their neighbor's income. They're making $15 and $16 and $20 an hour trying to support kids, trying to keep a marriage together when they're both working, both running in different directions, answering to different visions, right? They have no vision. They've almost lost hope. That's the reality of the low, middle, and upper middle class. Middle class is broke, right? And it's not broke because they have no resources and they don't have food. They're broke because they've always got their head below the water, right? It's like a drowning man, right? A couple of years ago, Justin Renchi came down to my house and he almost drowned. And I saw for the first time in my life a man drowning, right? He was underneath the water and he was gasping for air, flailing his arms like this, trying to get his head above the water. Like that, right? That's how people are in the middle class, running from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, a painful, torturous, evil, 40-year hamster wheel. That's the reality that people live in, guys. It ain't pretty, and it ain't funny, and it ain't cool, and that's the system we live in, is trying to get more people to be like that, right? I remember what the solution was for Justin when he was drowning, and that was to take him out of the waterfall. You know what I mean? To get him out of drowning, right? If you really want to be able to see the beauty of the world, you know what you got to do? You got to lift your head above drowning financially. You got to lift your head above where you're not thinking about money anymore. You got to be able to see things that other people can't see, right? And that's what we're doing here, is we're helping entrepreneurs rise. We're helping entrepreneurs rise to the next level, to be able to lift their head above the water to see the beauty of the world around them, right? And that's what I did with Justin when he was drowning, right? But that's what we do in this business too, is we help people lift above the middle class, right? And then you got people who are in the low upper class, right? And this is a world where people are like running around, still ragged. They make a little bit more money. They're like the image of success we see portrayed in the world, right? But really the truth is they're just struggling a little bit less than the middle class, and they work way longer hours and they have way more stress, right? And then you got this elusive category up here, right? And this is where we all dream of being, but so few people can do, right? We all dream of it, though, and that's this, it's freedom. We all dream of freedom, right, ever since we're little kids. We tell stories about it. We play movies about it, right? We all watch movies about rags to riches stories, right? We listen to tapes by people like Tony Robbins, who also used to live in a van. Actually, when I lived in a van, I knew another guy who lived in a van next to Tony, right, when Tony lived in a van, right? But people, guys, they're drowning, and they dream of being in this place, and so they have fantasies about it, and they watch movies about it, and they stick TV on, and they watch professional athletes who live there, and they fantasize, and they say, oh, I wish I could be one of them. You know what I mean? But this elusive fantasy world up here is the world of the rich. And I'm not talking rich like Bill Gates. I'm not talking rich like, you know, you're Richard Branson, right? That's like another level. Right? I'm talking rich like you can do what you want to do. Like time and money are not obstacles for you in your life. Like your head is permanently above the water and you can see and just decide what you want to do. Like you can pursue the passions you want to pursue. You can pursue the vision that you want to pursue. Right? You can go out there and you can help the people that you want to help. You can give the money away that you want to give away. You can get involved in the charity that you want to get involved with. That is the world of the new rich, right? There's a great book called The 4-Hour Workweek, and he talks about that. And it ain't about retiring, right? It ain't about retiring and being there when you're 65, but if you're 65, it's okay too. You know what it's about? It's about being there right now going into 2016. It's about learning how to produce enough money to live the way that you want to live, to do the things that you want to do, and to be able to manage that amount of money, producing it in a couple hours a day. If you can do that, you can be free like this. And that's the model that I teach. It's not about the 2 to 5 year plan, although the 2 to 5 year plan can help you get to another level. It's not about a 3 to 6 month plan. It's not about anything other than you learning how right now, how to take what the skills that you've got, the talents that you've got, how to apply them to a vehicle that allows you to just go, get in the car, put it in drive, and then start going 60 miles an hour and step into the land of the free. That's what this is really about. You know what I mean? I see people all the time who have, fantasies about things that aren't very expensive and don't really require lots of resources, and they always project them out into this endless future. And this is what I want to ask you tonight as you're watching this and as you're looking at the button over there, which, by the way, I'm going to be selling tickets tonight to our live stream event that's going to be broadcast, all right? It's called Generation Hero, and that's what we do. HERO stands for Helping Entrepreneurs Rise Organization, and we're going to be teaching you at that event to rise. The actual live event attending is reserved for our leadership, so this is a leadership-only event, Boss Maker Silver and above, right? There's only 30 or 40 or 50 people or something that can even qualify to go, but we want all of you who are all around the world who are watching in to be able to watch this from the comfort of your own home so we can help you learn how to get your life and your business to the level that you want in 2016. And if you're thinking about buying that, just click the button and buy it, because if you don't buy it now, the price is going to go up. And I learned a long time ago that the people who end up stepping into a great future are the people who just make decisions and they follow through on them and they take massive action and they make it happen, right? That's what makes your world really, really, really start to be abundant and prosper, right? So this gets into breakthroughs, right? What really happened to me and what enabled me to produce extraordinary results over the course of the last 6 years or so working on the internet, and what made me before that time not succeed the way that I want. Because prior to 2009, I just didn't succeed. 2009 comes along, some stuff changes, and then all of a sudden, bam, breakthrough, $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $1 million a year. It's like bam, like that, right? So how did I do that, and what did I change that enabled me to step into those breakthroughs? Well, I remember when I got involved in this industry in 2002, I called my upline, and I asked him, I said, Dennis, name's Dennis Osterdock, he's still actually like he's like a sapphire at Amway or something. It's like somebody who he makes, I don't know, probably makes 10 grand a month, right? He's made a couple $1 million over the last 20 years, making about 10 grand a month, right? Been making that for about 20 years. So it's a pretty stable income, right? But he's still at that level, still today, and he's just a great guy. And I called him and I said, Dennis, how do I build this business? And he said, Dave, pull out a pen. I said, I got it. And he said, I want you to make a list of your family and friends. And I said, you mean all over the world? He says, no, locally. And I say, I don't know anyone locally. I just moved here. He said, oh, well, then you need to meet some people locally. I said, huh? And he said, yeah, you need to go meet some new people. So I was like, where? Right? I was like a social outcast. I didn't know how to meet anybody, you know what I mean? I was like a hermit, right? And he's like, but they're everywhere. Shopping malls. Is there Safeways down there? I said, yeah, there's Safeways here. He says, yeah, there's Walmart too. I was like, yeah, there's Walmart. There's shopping malls, churches, you know what I mean? He says, go meet people, right? And I was like, and do what? He says, and invite them over to your house for a meeting, right? So I joined 3 churches. I started wandering around town, going in shopping malls, trying to meet people to recruit into my business, right? Which doesn't work very well. Right? It doesn't work very well to do that. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking to people. There's nothing wrong with working your center of influence, right? But that did not work very well for me at all. It took me 6 months to get one person, right? And I still was out there every night doing it. You want to know why I was doing it? Because right after I joined, right, my upline called me, Dennis, and he said, Dave, you going to the event in Long Beach? And I said, where's Long Beach? He says, California. I said, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I got no money. He says, he paused and he says, Dave? I say, yeah. He says, are you serious about your business? I say, yeah, I'm serious. He says, well, are you going to put your money where your mouth is? I said, I don't have any money. He says, then are you going to put your creative brain where your mouth is? And I said, I'm pretty creative. And he says, then I want you to use your creative brain and commit to me right now that you're going to Long Beach. And I said, Long Beach, my God. And I said, where's that? Or I said, when is it? And he's like, 2 weeks away. Right? And I was like, crap. I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, and you know what I did is I borrowed money, bought a ticket for like $300 to go to this event that I didn't know what it was going to be about, and I grabbed a ride with a friend to ride out to Long Beach, California, and in that process of 2 weeks, I convinced 2 other people to go out to that event with me, right? Went out to that event, and I remember walking in the room, and I walked into the very upper balcony in the back of a 15,000-person stadium of people wearing suits and ties and screaming and hollering. And I didn't know where I was. I was like, did I go to a basketball game? Did I go to a boxing match? Where am I, right? And my brother was there with me, and he says, no, these are our events. And I said, there's like 20,000 people here. And he goes, probably more like 15. And I was like, okay, right, that's better, right? And I was looking over this ocean of people, and this little fat guy walks on the stage Friday night. My brother says that guy has a team that does over $1 billion a year. And I was like, what? And he started talking, and as far as I could tell, he was talking about nothing. And all of a sudden, I imagined these little tiny override checks multiplying 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, and 30 levels down, there's like 8 million people down there, and filling rooms of people around the world, and myself walking on the stage. And I said, I am going. So when I'm out there the next 6 months, and people are telling me no, and I've got pain every night. I remember calling my upline crying. I didn't quit because I had a dream. I didn't quit because I knew where my future was going. I failed for the next 3 years in that company, doing that dumb stuff. So guess what I did at the next company? I joined another one. Guess what I did? The same dumb stuff. But I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, never thinking, why don't I learn a better way? Go to the next company. Fail again at the next one. The next one I succeed a little. Make a few $1,000s a month. And you know why I succeeded? I'll tell you later. But I didn't really succeed the way that I wanted, so I'll make it a little story. And then I was like, I'm done with the industry. I about quit. And you know what's happened about this kind of business? I'm going to tell you guys something. You can't quit. Once you're in for good. Try. I challenge you to quit. I challenge you. Try to get out of it. Right? You can't. It's like once you turn into a vampire, you're always one. You know what I mean? Someone bites you in the neck, your blood changes, then you're a vampire forever until someone stabs you in the heart or whatever with a wooden peg, right? This industry, guys, it stays in your blood. Why? All you need to meet is one person like me. And your model of the world is shaped. One. You don't need to meet two. But here we've got lots. You only need to meet one Paul Hutchings before you believe it'll work. You only need to meet one Dave Wood before you believe, man, I'm going to be rich. I mean, look at me. You know what I mean? Guys, like, I'm unorganized. You know what I mean? I've got stuff all over my desk. You know, my house is messy all the time. In fact, if I didn't have a maid, I wouldn't even know how to clean it. I actually, one time, my maid, couldn't come over for a week, and I panicked. Because I was like, I don't even know where the cleaning supplies are in this house. I don't even know where they are. I have no clue, right? So I just make a mess, and then it's clean later that day. It's a great way to manage around my lack of attention and my disorganization, right? You just need to meet one guy like me, and you're always going to remember the dream. You're always going to remember the ability you have to create a new future. You're always going to remember what you have the power to do if you only have a dream and you don't ever quit. I see people quit stuff all the time, and it blows my mind. Because the stuff I went through and didn't quit is like so much. Guys, it is ridiculously harder than what makes people weenie out. I swear, people, they're walking down a road, they stub their toe sometimes on a tiny stone, and then they say, my toe got stubbed, therefore God's telling me to quit. They're just looking for a reason to be a wussy and to weenie out on life. And that's okay. I mean, we need wussies, right? You know, who's going to wash Paul's car? You know, who's going to do that? And the reality is, guys, is a rotten soul, and it's like you fit a role. You know, quitters fit a role. It's called Walmart, right? There's lots of employees there. And the reality is, guys, talking serious for a second, because I'm just joking. Right? I just kept going. And then all of a sudden I had a special kind of breakthrough. And it was where everything came together. 2009. Where all of a sudden, in my head, I stopped looking to the leader and I started being the leader that I used to look to. See, I look at it like this. What's the magical key? Well, there's different ways of doing it. I could go out there and try to create lots of followers, right? But I'm a poor-person follower, right? Like, it's like a person, if like God is standing behind me and I'm like, hey, he's pretty cool back there, look. You know? And that's like the guru business, you know? Look at me! Look at my magical new PPC strategy! But you know what I like to do? Is I like to get out of the way, take your hand, and just plug you into the source. And get out of the way. And go back to the beach. And things are fun. Like we're going to the beach at Generation. You know, here's what I want you to do for a minute. You say, Dave, what's this about? Oh, this is about everything. This here is about everything. This is the stuff right here. Just for a moment, I want you to imagine that life you want. Imagine the house. Imagine the car. Imagine the income. Log into your bank account and see the deposit. Walk into the room and see all the people. I want you to see yourself, your ideal self, the way you've always wanted yourself to be. Strong, powerful, in shape, commanding. You've got a great family. You've got great energy. People listen to you when you speak. You're just confident about your life. Just imagine that person. And where are they? He's standing off in front of you. Is it an image in the future of you stepping out onto a stage? How do you look? Just get that image in your mind for a minute. And here's what I want you to do. On the count of 3, I want you to, instead of seeing that person in front of you, I want you to jump into that person and look through their eyes and feel the way they feel and just be the leader. 1, 2, 3, jump into the future. Be yourself. I'm standing in a room, hundreds of folks. I'm commanding, powerful, healthy. My body is strong and alive, surrounded by the people that I love. There's love and vision pouring out of my heart. Are you there? Be the leader that you're following right now. Go out there and lead with your vision. Go out there and believe. Go out there and cast the vision that you want people. That's what I started to do. I said, I've been following these guys for a long time. I think I kind of know what they're going to say. I kept listening to them, but I made a change in what I do. And that change that I made is, I said, I am going to be the hero now. I'm going to be the hero. My turn. My turn. I'm going to lead. I'm going to have the vision. I'm going to cast the dream now. I'm going to make it more massive than any dream I've ever made. I'm going to make it big enough to fit the dreams of the people I used to follow. I'm going to dream big. I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to wait 2 to 5 years anymore to go live on the beaches and sink my toes into the hot sand, and it doesn't matter that I'm living in my country. I'm the leader now. Because people don't follow you because of where you are. People follow you because of where you're going. and they can see that you're going to go there. So it's time for you to step up and say, I'm going to be the hero, right? I'm not asking you to be me. I'm asking you to make a decision to be the best you today. I'm asking you to be a generation of heroes, to rise, to help other people to rise, to be a generation of hero, right? Now, I'm going to ask you to do something in just a moment, and I want you guys to commit that you're going to do it right now before I tell you what it is. Here's where it begins. There's a button over on the right-hand side of the page. Your Generation Hero, the live stream. In order for you to be the leader you want to be, you have to start by making the commitment first. I want you to click that button and buy your ticket. The price is going to increase because we're going to actually be showing you the secrets of the leadership here at Empower Network. Don't wait because the price is going to increase. See, this is where the rubber meets the road. You know, my upline called me and he says, Dave, are you going to put your creativity where your mouth is? And I said, right? And I did it, right? So you said you do it. Now are you going to do it? You guys say, yes, you're going to do it, right? You got your ticket. You already have it. Congratulations. Shin Chun, right? Already have it, right? You're buying it, right? You're going to buy it right now. Say, I'm buying it right now if you're buying it right now. Guys, this is bigger than just an event. This is part of a vision, right? And I promise you guys that if you're going to take the action that I'm going to tell you to take. So you've done it, right? You've done it. You've got your ticket. You've decided to buy your ticket. You got yours at your last event. You've had your Savavel. Guys, hundreds and hundreds of people are making a decision to buy. And they're going to start off 2016, right? And you want to buy now before the price goes up. And the information for the live stream is over on the right. All right? That's the secret, guys, is you make a decision and you get other people to make that decision, right? I want you to be the leader that you've been following. And the leader that you've been following always gets their tickets to the event. Right when they're available, right when they know they need to. That's what the leader does. So are you going to be that person now, or are you going to keep pushing them off in the future? Are you going to keep like saying, oh, Randy Gage, please bless me. David Wood, please bless me. Eric Worre, please bless me. Oh, I want to be so much like this hero. Or are you just going to say, you know what? I'm not any better than you. I'm going to do it right now, right? I'm going to do it right now, right? I'm going to do it right now. That, my friend, is where it begins. That's where it begins, okay, is making a decision to be the leader that you've been following and doing it today. So I got an assignment for you tonight. This is after you buy your ticket, right? And following through on what you say you're going to do is important, all right? So here's the assignment. Grab a pen, right? I got a little red pen here, piece of paper. I want you to write out like 2 pages, maybe only a page, but find, small print, and describe the leader you are. Describe it in present tense. Describe the room that's following you, the webcast that you're doing. Describe what you look like, what you feel like, how big your bank balance is, how big your income is, right? Describe your family, your dream spouse, right? Your spouse as they are now, right? Describe how your relationship is. Describe the leader that you are right now in clear, vivid detail, right? I want you to do it tonight. It's important. Who's here? This is after you buy your ticket. You guys want to buy your ticket first. Be the leader, right? Do that tonight. Congratulations on making a decision to buy.
Well, thank you, David Wood. There you go, folks. Go ahead and get the live stream for the Generation Hero right away. This is being held in Miami, Florida, live on January 29th, 30th, and 31st. And when you get your Generation Hero live stream, you will have the luxury and the privilege of being trained by myself one-on-one on telephone or Skype on how to earn income online. And you will also be given by me my training personally on Facebook on how I was able to build 5,000 friends and well over 61,000 followers in Facebook. Facebook has been responsible for all or most of the success that my wife Kimberly and I have experienced online. And by learning what my course teaches at no charge to you, you too can position your Facebook for success. So go ahead, purchase the Generation Hero live stream right now, and then let's you and I schedule a time for your session on counseling on how to earn income online. This is Kevin Sousa. Make it a great day.